All right, so we are doing contractions. Now, this is not an activity that you have to do today on your Google Classroom. Okay, so do not look for this activity because it will not be on your Google Classroom. Instead, this is an activity that I wanted to show you guys so that I could go through contractions with you and I could help you read them and we could break them apart together. Okay, so you are just going to watch this video. We're going to go through some contractions together, just like if we were at school. Everyone would be seated at the carpet and we would have these contractions projected up on the whiteboard for all of us to see, and we would work through them together. Because we're not at school, we can't do that, so I'm going to do this for you now. Okay, I'm going to walk you through this contraction activity. We'll do some today and you will do some on Wednesday together. And then after this, for your independent activity, you will go to your Google Classroom where you will look for your Nearpod assignment for today, where you will go to work on contractions, okay? So the TEAC for this week says that you should be able to decode or break apart, right? Because decode means break apart. Contractions. Okay, and that means that you should be able to read them and you should know which words make up a contraction, okay? So I'm going to look over here, and instead of starting here with the two words, I'm going to look over here with the contractions and I'm going to read them and then figure out which word or which two words they belong to, okay? So let's start with this one. We have weed. Weed. I see that the base word or the first word for this contraction is we. So I know that the first word that I need to look for over here is going to be we. Well, we only have two, right? It's this one, we would, and we will. Well, I know that with a contraction, the apostrophe takes the place of one or more letters. So I know that my second word is going to have a D in it. Okay? Out of we would and we will, we would has a D. So I know that we'd will go over here to we would. So saying we'd is the same thing as saying we would. We'd like to go to the beach tomorrow, or we would like to go to the beach tomorrow. Okay? Let's go on to this one. Well. Okay? We already know that we took the place of this we word, so the only one that's left is this one, we will. And guess what? It has two L's, just like will. So well is the same thing as we will. Okay? Now, let's look at this one. I see let and then a s at the end. Okay? So the first word has to be let. Let's see. We have this one, let us. And guess what? That's the only let word on this paper. So I know that let's is the same as let us. So let's go get ice cream. Let us go get ice cream. Okay? And let's do the next one. Aren't. Aren't. This has the word are in it. I see that at the beginning. So I know that I'm looking for a word over here with are, okay? Or I'm going to look for the two words that has are as the first word. Let's see, no R word over here. Over here, yep, here's one, and guess what? That is the only R word we have. So are not must be the same as aren't. So I'm going to drag this over here. Okay, we're going to do one more, guys, today. The next one we're going to do is this one, wouldn't. Wouldn't. So I know that I'm going to look for a word over here, and the first word is going to be would. Okay, because the first part of my contraction is would. Okay, whenever you see N apostrophe T at the end of a contraction, just know that that means not, and that apostrophe is taking the place of the O. So I'm going to click it and I'm going to drag it over here. Would not is the same as saying wouldn't. Or if you say wouldn't, it is the same as saying would not, okay? But make sure whenever you read a contraction that you read the contraction and that you don't break it down into the two words that it represents. Make sure that you just read the contraction. Okay, that's all we're going to do today, guys. We will finish the rest of this activity on Wednesday.